Hello and welcome to Featured. I'm Jonathan Joseph, and joining me today is the talented Quebec-based musician Matt Shaw. So, from pounding on the family piano to now releasing brilliant music, he's joining me in studio. Matt, thank you so much for joining me, man. How's it?
Thank you for having me. No, I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So, you've transitioned from performing with punk bands to now releasing folk pop type of music and hardcore type of music. Tell us how the transition has been.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a bit of an interesting one. The punk bands and the pop bands all started in my university career. I'd never done anything like that. And I was really lucky to be with some, really talented guys on stage, and we had just a blast. It was that leave school, start a band, everyone's dream that I think that's in the music world. And then moved up this way, down to PE, and everything got a bit quiet over COVID. There's not many gigs going on in
Yeah.
that space. And for a long time, things got quiet, and then had the luck of joining a group, doing some group shows, dabbled in theatre a little bit, the one and only time. And then, yeah, after doing all those group shows, just realized to myself, you know, as much as I enjoy singing and performing, it's just different when it's someone else's words. And, it doesn't mean the same thing when, you don't understand, you don't have that full connection to the song.
100%. And I was going to actually get to that point. December 2023, that was a pivotal moment for you where you've actually started performing other people's songs. But then you realized, let me release my own songs, let me speak my own words. How has that been like? What has that come to as from that moment on?
So I always say to my friends, I'm still waiting for that moment where I wake up.
Yeah.
Because over December, there was some really good live music here in Port Elizabeth. And yeah, I spent time watching some artists I really enjoyed, and it was just the inspiration that came from that made me go, I think it's time. And I jokingly said to a friend, I said, watch me. Next year I'm going to have a song on the radio. And I must say, I didn't think it would happen the first time, but really stoked to be where I am. I'm hoping that, the people are enjoying it and that hopefully it grows from here.
And what have you got from your music ever since then, man? Since December, I mean, you've come from that journey, you've been releasing your music. What have you got from actually releasing your own music?
So I've had really incredible support from friends and family, and there's a few strangers that I suppose are now fans that have joined in along the way. I was really lucky with YYY that it got some really good airtime on various different radio shows, and so I mean, still to this day, I hear it come on, and I still check my
Yeah.
phone. I'm like, is the Bluetooth on? What am I connected to? And yeah, so tonight actually kicks off. I've sung YYY once or twice.
Okay.
But not with the band, all backing track stuff, just trying to get my name out there, find people who enjoy my music. Tonight will be the first time that I'll be performing with the band, playing 3 originals. We're launching a new one tonight that'll be released a little bit later on in the year. And yet, it's just been such a cool journey, and it's been so amazing that people are willing to listen. I think a lot of the times you write things in your bedroom and you go, I'll keep that to myself, I'll keep that to myself, and just having people say, oh, we love this, keep doing it has just been really the driving factor.
Now, talking about writing music, let's get into your latest track. It's called One First Chance. Tell us how the writing process came about. Tell us how the name of the song actually came about.
Sure. So I like to tell people it was my big simp moment. So I have a knack for falling for just the wrong people, whether they be, in relationships or just the timing is wrong. I'm just really talented at that. And so, I've been thinking to myself all day, how am I going to actually speak to you about this without sounding
Yeah.
just awful? And yeah, sometimes you meet people and you know that you'd be absolutely perfect together, but unfortunately, circumstantially, it just doesn't work out, and you don't get that first chance.
Wow, One First Chance. What a beautiful song, man. And when you're writing your music, is there any type of themes that you try to reveal in your songs?
So, depending on the song, it can be quite chaotic. One First Chance is actually, I'd written 3 songs and none of them were particularly good, so I didn't even show them to anyone. And the one day I was sort of playing around with the one, and One First Chance sort of came out, and I went, damn, I need a chorus, I need to find something. And it actually ended up being a mixture of 2 of the songs that I'd previously written that sort of unintentionally, I didn't realize I was doing it, came together and made One First Chance.
Now, there is some exciting news. You will be releasing 3 more tracks, hopefully later this year or hopefully next year. Tell us all about that. Can you give us a sneak peek, maybe what we can be expecting in those songs?
Yeah, 100%. So I mean, you know, every time someone asks me how many I've got coming up, that number changes because I really do enjoy that writing space. So from here, it'll probably be about 2 months. We haven't set a date just yet. But the next one's actually a song that I wrote during COVID.
Wow.
And one or two people might have heard it. It was on SoundCloud briefly, but it was a very sort of basic version, a song called Cigarettes and Down Downs. Basically looking back on my university career, I was at Rhodes University and just had the most spectacular time, and, you know, sort of highlighting those moments of going out with friends and just, you know, living that carefree student life, not worrying about paying bills and, you know, all the things that come with being an adult afterwards.
And definitely, I mean, that makes your music so relatable. But what do you want actually when people are listening to your music? What do you want them to take away from it?
So I definitely write lyrically first. So, you know, the words take on the meaning, and then from there it's building something around that. And so I think, you know, there's not one particular thing that I want people to take away from my music, because I think for most people we can all have different interpretations of a song. Why, which has had sort of the most play. You know, the amount of people that have messaged me and said, oh, you know, this really made my day. I can relate to this so much, and their story will be so different to mine. And so I think even though the lyrics are super important to me, the way you interpret them, you know, if you can find your own meaning in there, then that really is what it's all about.
I mean, Matt, that's awesome. You've really evolved as an artist in the music industry, and just releasing Why, it's gone viral. And now you released One First Chance. We're definitely hoping for some of the more tracks that you will be releasing. But tell us, what do you expect as an artist in the next phase of your music career? Just looking forward.
So I'm really just the happiest when I'm on stage and performing and getting to sing in front of people. So, you know, my real goal is that hopefully people keep liking the music, and hopefully I get some opportunities to get out there, play some shows, and have people singing along with me.
Matt Shaw, thank you so much for joining me on Featured, and I'm looking forward to some of the latest tracks that you will be releasing, and congratulations, by the way, on One First Chance.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. That's it. Matt Shaw, check him out on the socials. He is Matt Shaw. Check out his music. He's just released a track. It's called One First Chance.